Hello, everyone. Welcome to our little show that we do on Wednesday nights at Rockwall Ford. Welcome. Today is Wednesday, October 19th, 2022, and welcome to the number one Rockwall sports talk show, or the number one sports talk show in Rockwall, I should say. I was throwing that line in there just to kind of see how it rolled off, and it didn't roll off very well, but I'm going to practice it and get it next time. I'm Chris Pena. I'm going to be your host tonight. Obviously, I'm by myself at the moment. We have a full schedule, and our normal host will be in here later on talking football with me, but we have a big night in store. I believe we're going to start, and as always, guys, if there's any sound issues, let us know or let me know, and I can fix that for us as we go. Tonight, around 5:30, maybe here in about 10 minutes, I can already see them walking in. We're going to have Rockwall Tennis. They will be joining us tonight. The first time to have them on the show tonight, so we will catch up with them as they get set for the next round in their season. And then 5:45, we have the Heath Water Polo. Obviously, they're moving on to the regionals round 4 this Saturday. They have a big 16-13 win over Tomball. Just a really cool deal. They're being their first year of UIL competition, and they're already moving on this far. At 6 o'clock, we will have Rockwall Water Polo for the first time this year. They had a run and had a good, successful first year in the UIL for water polo. We will catch up with them at 6 o'clock. At 6:15, Heath Tennis. We will talk with Heath Tennis, and we will have them in here and see what's going on as they get set for the next stage in their season. 6:30, we're going to be talking with Heritage Christian Academy. We have Coach Mack and I believe the head coach of the Lady Eagles volleyball team. They'll be coming in. We'll talk a little volleyball. We'll talk a little football at 6:30 with Heritage Christian Academy. And then at 6:45, we'll probably see some normal faces with James Branch and Kevin Wingfield and myself. We're going to talk a little bit 10-6A football. Rockwall, of course, has the week off. Heath is homecoming for Heath, and they've got a really big game against Mesquite Horn, so it's going to be an exciting matchup. I can't wait for that one Friday night. Royce City, after a big win against Mesquite last Friday, they will be on the road. They will be on the road to face Tyler Legacy, and a big win this Friday night for them could go a long way in clinching a playoff spot for the Bulldogs. This is their first year in 6A competition, moving up from Division II 5A last year. As you can see on the screen, I thought I'd have get you guys involved. I want to know, this question will be up all night. Who will have the better season this year, the Dallas Mavericks, the Dallas Stars? I'd love to see your comments, love to hear your thoughts on that. Of course, NBA getting set to kick off tonight, NHL already going on, the Dallas Stars off to a really good start. So love to just hear some comments, chats on what you guys think, who's going to have the better season here. Of course, let's see, what else do I got in my notes? I want to mention, give a shout out to Rockwall, the girls, the volleyball team. They at least clinch a share of the district championship. They can win it outright, I believe, with their upcoming game, or maybe some help from Mesquite Horn, I believe. Also, shout out to the Heath cross-country district champions, the boys. They win a district championship, and so many others. I know Royce City, and I know the Rockwall girls teams. I know there's so many others that are doing great things out there as they get set to move on for postseason. Of course, basketball kicking off today, so in the UIL, so that's going to get going pretty soon. I've already had messages from some players. I plan on having basketball on as early as next week to kick things off. So Rockwall Tennis is here. As I mentioned earlier, we will have a full show starting from Rockwall Tennis, 5:45 Heath Water Polo, 6 p.m. Rockwall Water Polo, 6:15 Heath Tennis, 6:30 we'll have Heritage Christian Academy on with us, and then 6:45 we'll end the show, probably a good half hour to 40 minutes talking football and getting everybody caught up with what's going on around District 10 6A. So don't go anywhere. We have a full night. I can see Rockwall Tennis is here, so we'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will catch up with them, and again, who will have the season this year, Dallas Mavericks or the Dallas Stars? Love to see your comments. We will be right back in just a moment.
Shop the Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
All right, we're back. We are live here at Rockwall Ford, and now we're joined for the first time this year. We have the Rockwall Yellow Jackets tennis team who have successful by district. They get through district, and then they fall short in the area round. But I'm sure lots to play for still this year because there is a spring season, so you can kind of use this as a jump start to get ready for that. Thank you guys for joining me.
Of course.
Well, I know we talked about it before we got started. So Parker's been on before and Alba's been on before, but this is the first time for Adara and Coleman, correct?
Yes.
All right. So guys, thank you for joining us, and let's just start. Alba, I'll start with you because you're the veteran. You've been on here so many times. We've done interviews and things like that. First, how you been?
I've been good. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been really good. Been busy trying to keep up with things. I tried to catch you guys. I believe it was senior day, I think,
Yes.
and it got rained out.
Yeah, it got rained out.
So, and then schedule didn't work out again. I was going to try and go to Roy City because I think y'all were going to do it over there.
Yeah.
And then, things move fast from that
Yeah,
point. So
they
I
did.
apologize, but hey, we got a spring season to still see some tennis. So good stuff. Alba, I'll start with you. This year, how did things go for you, and have you progressed from last year?
This year has been really good. I feel like my singles game has gotten stronger over the years that I've been on the team. And then this year I played girls doubles instead of mixed. I played mixed last year, and then this year girls doubles was kind of an adjustment for me because I'm just used to kind of mixed environment. But girls doubles is also super fun, and it's just kind of a different experience overall. So I'm just glad that I got to experience that while in high school, and it was just very exciting. Me and my partner had a pretty successful season. I feel like we kind of understand each other. And then, like she's way more, like she's a little bit more aggressive, and I'm just kind of more like chilling, consistent one. So I think we balance each other out pretty well. So I'm just glad that we got a chance to play together.
This your senior year, right? So I mean,
Yes.
you've how are you enjoying this year? I know it's got to be a little bit different. Seniors, even though tennis is a sport where you kind of individual and you're on your own once you hit the court, but there's that time in between matches, where you can have a leadership role because you have some experience. Just how are you taking all that in?
I feel like it's kind of hard to believe that it's senior year in a way because, it's just I've been a part of the team for so long, but it's also really nice that I get to experience this with so many of my close friends on the team, and I just enjoy every match as much as I can, especially during playoffs because, coach was like, seniors, like, just give it your all because you never know when our last match could be. So I just kind of had that mentality of going out every match, doing my best, trying my hardest, and just kind of enjoying it because, like, moments like this may not come back. And, I'm just glad that we have some underclassmen this year and, we get to talk to them and play doubles with them maybe or drill with them where we get to, get to know each other better and, maybe kind of be like mentors to them in a way, and we can help them with their tennis or with the schoolwork or with whatever they need.
It does sound like you're enjoying it. Every school year is a little different because you have seniors that graduate and you have underclassmen that have to come up and play a role. What's different about this year, and what are you enjoying about it?
We had a whole bunch of seniors leave last year that I was really close to just because I was kind of brought up with them since like 7th and 8th grade tennis all the way to high school. So it was definitely kind of an adjustment, but I'm just really glad that some of the underclassmen came up because, they're either like younger siblings or people that I've known from where like we go hit at the country club or something like that. So I'm just glad that now we get to be on the team together and we get to share these memories and kind of just like experience each other before I leave for college.
Before I ask you another question, Coach, she reached out to me and she asked if you can see on the screen to sign up for CDF services Slice Out Cancer. And I put the link to it below. Obviously, you can't click on that, but you can take a moment to write it down. And I know so many people are affected by that terrible disease, and if you can find a way to sign up for this, I know Coach would be much appreciated, and I know it's important to everyone.
Yeah, there's recreational and there's competitive brackets, so you can just sign up for fun or to play, and it's really beneficial. So
there you go. So you don't have to be competitive. Yeah. I was thinking I might sign up for this, but I'm pretty competitive, so but I don't like to lose, so I don't know. So we'll see. Okay, but before I move on to Adora, tell me about what you're working on, for this spring. What's going to be some important things for you?
I'm still kind of deciding what I want to do in the spring, so I'm just kind of focusing more on my shots and my serve, especially kind of adjusting my serve a little bit, and then just how overall my footwork and everything, just kind of keep hitting so that I don't lose touch with the ball, so that way when spring season comes, I know I'm prepared, and then we can all train together again and make each other better.
Do you enjoy the warm weather or the cold weather?
I kind of like this weather right now, kind of because it's not super hot like it was, but it's not super cold, so it's you can still get that kind of sweat, but you have that cool little breeze that you feel, so it's nice.
I went to a middle school football game last night, and it was cold, and right away I was like, okay, I'm ready for warm. That's just Texas people, I think. We're never happy. The first day we get cool weather, it's like, okay, can we get it hot again?
It's like Christmas season.
Absolutely. 67 days until Christmas, by the way. I wrote that down. So everyone out there, 67 days until Christmas. So I'm a big Christmas guy. Adora, tell me about yourself. This is your first time on the show.
Yes.
What year are you, and do you play singles and or doubles? Mixed doubles.
So I'm a senior this year, and this is my first year on varsity.
Okay.
And I played singles and doubles, but this was the first year that I really had a doubles partner that I had really good chemistry with. In my past 2 or 3 years, I haven't exactly had someone that we're really solid together, and so that was really good experience, and made it a lot more fun. And
Is doubles something that you were kind of thrust into, or singles kind of I wish I could play singles, but you ended up with doubles, and if so, I mean, if you do enjoy doubles?
I like doubles, yes.
Yeah, and what is it about, what's hard about finding a teammate to build that chemistry?
I think when you you need somebody who is one person who's more aggressive and one person who can kind of be more consistent and be your backboard, and that's kind of like what we found. And I was actually talking to my coach at one of our matches, and she was telling us that, and I was like, oh, I never even thought about our roles that
Clicks.
way.
Yeah, sometimes just clicks.
Yes.
Yeah. So you move up to varsity for your senior year, which has to be special.
Yes.
And obviously, as a senior, when you get thrown into that role and you're on a varsity team, you have to. They look to you for some maturity and things like that. What would you say? Your role is as far as leadership, even though maybe you don't have the experience for varsity, but you still have that maturity. You still have years of experience under you. What are you doing to tell the underclassmen to make the team better?
I think just spending time with them and making the year what you want it to be. And in the past, I haven't been as involved as social and talk to as many people, and it's made this year more fun that I have done that, and I've connected with the players a lot better.
We're talking with the Rockwall Yellow Jackets tennis team, who have I would say it's a good start to the year, right? You get through by district, you get through district, you fall short in the area, but I think that's definitely something to build on for the spring season. Parker, I want to switch to you, and I know you play doubles. We talked beforehand with my man Coleman down there. You just talk about this year for me, if you could, and how you think you guys started.
Well, this year, I think we really came into the season with a lot of confidence. Building off of last year with the successful season we had last year, we came in with a lot of confidence. Even though we lost most of our seniors that we were really close with last year, we came in, we were ready, and we were ready to make a bond with this team this year, and that's exactly what we did. We came together, we worked hard in practice, put in all of our effort, and we came up short, but we know that we're still a team, and if we play together, then we'll be able to take it to far places.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit it right there. I mean, the seniors, the legacy that you leave has an impact on the players that'll be coming next year. And so, you guys have that confidence. The seniors leave, and you build on that. You don't look at it as, oh, we just lost our team. It's what are we gonna do? It's difficult. You took what they left, and then you moved on. Have you guys been paired together for a while?
We have. We've been friends for a couple years, ever since freshman year, because we were on a JV together freshman year, and then I moved up to varsity my sophomore year, and I've been on varsity since then. But he's always been on JV, or he was on JV since last year. You were on varsity last year, and then you moved down. But me and him have always been close. And we've always talked about playing together, and this year we actually got the chance, and so we took it. And I mean, me and him, we had a really successful season, and won almost every match besides maybe 2 or 3 matches.
Yeah. What can you take from that? For the spring to build. What kind of confidence does that give you when you have that kind of success?
Well, Coleman and I are going in with a lot of confidence for spring because we know we can beat almost everybody out there, and. With our skill level and our bond, I think we could really work together on, having a really successful spring season and taking it all the way to regionals, maybe even state.
There you go. There you go. We were talking with the Yellow Jackets varsity tennis team. As you can see on the screen there, Coach asked me to make sure that I get this message out there. Alba, we talked about the CDF service slice out cancer event that you guys got going on. I put a link down there.
Okay, perfect.
So that you guys that are out there watching, you can write that down and go to it. But a little bit more, you were talking about it.
So it's a tournament in honor of Coach Fulkerson's husband. And we do it where players can compete in brackets, and there's seniors, doubles, singles, doubles, mixed, and all that good stuff. And there's competitive brackets, and there's just for fun brackets. And, you sign up, and all that money is put towards a scholarship for either a tennis player or for a tennis player and for a wrestler, because that is Coach Fulkerson's kids. They were a tennis player and they're a wrestler. So it's a really great opportunity to come out and have some fun with tennis and to support the Yellow Jackets.
And I did not put it on there, but it's November 12th, if I'm correct. So November 12th. So again, a really good event, and obviously for a good cause. So if you can look that up, that'd be really good. Parker, this team, move into the spring just as a whole. How excited are you? How much fun is this team to be around this year?
Well, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and
Mhm.
I think we're all really excited. Especially for the seniors, it's our last year,
Yeah.
so we're
Yeah.
looking to do great things,
For sure.
and we want to do it together as a team, celebrate as a team, basically do everything as a team because we're like a family, and we want to keep it that way, and we want to succeed in everything we do. So
Yeah,
Yes.
100% love it. Coleman, let's move over to you. So you're a senior. This is your year to really embrace the varsity and be on it full time. And you have a friend that you've known for years and you're playing with. What is the start to this year like for you?
Well, it's been a lot of fun. It's when you get to play with a friend you've known for a few years, it's always great. Because for doubles, you have to have some great chemistry with someone. But if it's someone you can have fun with, you can be successful, and
Definitely.
it's more fun to win when you're winning with someone that you want to play with.
Are you friends when you accidentally hit him with a serve from behind?
Depends, because he has hit me numerous times.
That's
Don't
real
or
life.
the tweener.
It happens, right? It happens. So you guys, you have not lost a lot of matches, and you have some expectations going into the spring. What will you do between now and then, just to kind of make sure you're on your game?
Just more repetition, more practice, and we only lost one district doubles match this year, so we're pretty confident with what we can do in the spring, and we'll use all those tournaments to work together, keep building, and then eventually go into district and probably regionals after that.
There you go. Some confidence. I love it. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
Yeah. So this just as a whole, some players, some maybe some other seniors that couldn't be here,
Mhm.
and are contributing and have contributed. Can we talk about them?
Yeah, I mean, there's Alex and Brody, who are really big hype men on the team. They on the sidelines on the fence, they're always super loud and super supportive, and
Especially to the underclassmen.
yeah, and to the underclassmen just to get them kind of hype. And they are always super supportive of everyone and start little JF&D chants while we have our matches. There's also Rexar. She's super sweet to everyone, and Callie as well. They've been players that have been in the tennis program all for years, and there's wonderful seniors who couldn't make it today. And
I'll shout out Jackson and Marcus.
Yeah,
because
mine
they're,
were doubles.
they're more like the leaders of the team.
Yeah,
All the
they really
underclassmen
are.
look up to them because they lead varsity, and
Mhm.
they're all seniors and they've been doing it for a long time. So, I'd like to shout them out for being leaders of the team.
Yeah.
And then most of our varsity, I think maybe 11 of 16
Yeah.
are all
There's
seniors this year.
Wow.
So
Yes.
we're just trying to
Embrace
just
it.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
and then
Yeah.
All but
influence the underclassmen.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
prepare them for what's to come,
Yeah,
because they have
because
a lot of
yeah,
shoes to
for
fill.
sure.
Yeah, you've got to have a lot of JV, that are
Mhm.
prepping and getting ready, because
Yeah.
next year is
Yes.
going to be a big year for
They're
underclassmen.
definitely getting ready.
And so I think just some I would ask then who are some underclassmen that are some future stars to watch for the Yellow
Well, I'll tell you
Jackets.
this one. We got first of all his sister.
Yeah,
she was
for
on the show
sure.
last year, Colin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, she went to regionals
And,
last year as a
um,
freshman.
I'd also like to shout out Roman.
Oh
because
yeah,
Roman is a freshman this year, and he is probably
Killing
one of the
it.
best freshmen I've ever
Yes.
seen. And he's been having a fantastic year,
And
Mhm.
Kaden
and
as
he's
well.
really stepped up.
Yeah, he's
Really
killing
added to the
it.
team.
And then
Yeah.
Audrey and Danielle, they're our top girls. They bring that energy, super competitive tennis players who bring it to the next level. And then Lola as well.
Who's my doubles partner?
Yeah, she's very fierce. She's short and mighty like me, and she gives it all on the court. And they're just wonderful.
Yeah,
So,
it can be tough at times. I played tennis way back in the day in high school, but it's those in between matches, right? It's
Right.
just kind of like waiting your turn, and some of that energy that you have,
Yes.
you gotta save it, but you also want to make sure that you project that energy onto other matches that you're watching and things like that.
Yes.
Any other sports that you guys or activities that any of you are involved in?
I'm in a lot of academic
Yeah.
activities.
That's important.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so we're not going to ask you to pick majors and pick colleges at the moment, but I mean, is that something that you guys are preparing for?
Mhm.
The whole
Yes.
college application things.
Definitely.
What are some wish list schools that might be out there?
Am I,
Alva,
am I starting?
Yeah, you
Okay.
go. You're Big dreams.
Okay, well, I want to major in biomedical engineering.
Okay.
And I'm applying to a lot of schools, so I'm not
Okay.
going to say all of them. I'll just say my top ones. My absolute dream school is Duke University,
Okay.
North Carolina. And then my top Texas choices are A&M, Baylor, and SMU.
Okay.
And then also Northwestern is one of my top choices. So they're pretty competitive, but I'm giving my best shot. And
Well, I don't know how
hopefully it comes
TCU's
through.
program is and whatever you said it is that you wanted to do, but we love TCU, so I don't know if there's a chance. But anyhow, no, good luck to you, and
Thank you.
always, me and Alba go way back. It's
My
one of the very first. It's sophomore year, right?
Yeah, my sophomore year.
Yeah, I mean, I got her. She was really quiet and in her shell, and I was like, I was out on the courts, and I was like, who am I going to
Yeah.
interview? And I was like, her.
Yeah,
That's-
and
that's
Mr.
the-
Bull just hyping me up with that
Yeah.
fist bump.
Yeah, no, it was great, and it's great to see you come this far, and good luck
Mhm.
to you the rest of the
Thank
season.
you.
I'll give you. Is there any top schools or not? I mean,
I have a couple on the list, but I want to major in architecture,
Okay.
and I'm looking to apply to. I have applied to Arkansas University. That's
Okay.
the top of my list.
yeah,
I have LSU on there.
All right.
Mississippi State,
SEC.
Florida
All-
State,
There you go. SEC.
Alabama.
There you go.
All
All
of
right.
those schools
Yes.
basically on my list.
Yeah, well, good luck to you, and and everything that you do. All good schools, obviously.
Yes.
So, any you
Uh,
two,
Yeah,
you got anything?
I got accepted into University of Texas. So
Oh, wait, we got a Longhorn. I know
Yep.
Chris
Oh.
Curtis over. I know
Yeah.
Chris
big,
Curtis.
Big
so-
UT
Horns
guy
up.
right there.
Yes.
Big
well,
UT
I plan to go
guy.
there. I don't know my major yet.
Yeah,
so
no,
I'll
you just have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Coleman reps UT every
Yeah,
day.
he
with
like
his
Yeah.
hat.
literally
Fan.
he wears the UT hat every day, and he
You
has.
should have seen how
for a
excited he
while.
was when they beat OU.
Yeah. Oh yes,
Absolutely.
yeah. I'm sure Chris Curtis over at Rockwall Sports Marketing is happy to hear that. So, yeah, Longhorns. It's a great school. Austin's. What did it say? Weird. Austin's weird.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, keep Austin weird.
yeah, keep Austin weird.
Yeah.
There
Yes,
you go.
there
so,
you go.
but hey, what is weird? What's your definition?
I
of
want to
weird?
give another shout out to a senior we forgot to shout out, and I'm so sorry, but it's James.
Yeah.
And
That's
he's
true. Yeah.
super
Mixed
iconic.
doubles guy.
Yeah, he's super iconic. He's our mixed doubles guy. He brings out like that energy, and he always keeps it fun. So I'm sorry, but I'm shutting you out now, James. Hearts.
Yeah, good. I didn't give you a chance. Do you want?
So I mean, I'm probably gonna go to community college, but I'm planning to do cybersecurity major.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yes.
this is the time for it, right? There's lots of
Mhm.
talk about privacy and all
Mhm.
sorts of things on the internet. So good luck. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I believe somebody, Courtney Williams, thank you for this. You posted the link for the CDF Services Slice Out Cancer event. Obviously, a good cause that's going to go to try and raise some money to battle, a very a terrible disease that affects millions, affects everyone. So if you could have time, again, there's competitive divisions and there's recreational divisions.
just
So
for
it's
fun.
just go out there to have some fun. Be
Mhm.
cool to support it. Guys, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you
good
for
luck
having
in the
us.
Thank you so much
spring.
for
We'll-
having us.
yeah, we'll
Yes,
keep
thank
it. And I'm telling you, we're gonna figure this out so that we make sure we have plenty of tennis in there in the springtime. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Congratulations on your
Thank
season.
you.
Good luck
Thank
going
you.
forward, and
Thank you.
we'll see you everyone again soon. Okay, we're
All
gonna
right.
take a break. When we come back, we have Heath water polo.
exciting.
Regionals round 4 is coming up this Saturday for the girls, so we're going to catch it. This is the first year for the UIL sport for them, so it's pretty exciting around here, and so we'll catch up with them and find out what's going on. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Shop the Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
We're back. We're live here at Rockwall Ford, and our next guests are making some noise in the UIL for the first year of water polo. The Lady Hawks water polo team, just an amazing thing because it's. I should say this isn't their first time competing in water polo. This is just the first time that is recognized by the UIL as a activity sport, and now they're already making noise year one. Congratulations, Coach. Ladies, thank you for joining me, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Lady Hawks, they get a 16-13 win over Tomball, and they are headed to the regional round, round 4, this Saturday in Louisville. They'll play Flower Mound. Did I say that correctly?
Yep,
Yes.
Flower Mound at 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m.
Mhm.
Okay, and Coach, I just let's start with you. Of course, we got Allie, we got Julia, and Abby. Coach, tell me about this whole process. How excited were you for, as to be a UIL? Was it business as usual because you guys are already playing the sport, or was it just something different this year?
So for these girls, it's been getting together a team of people willing and able to push the Hawks as far as we can go. These girls started with 7 or 8, which we play with a minimum of 7. And they've brought this program to now where we have a full squad. We're able to go out and compete. Every year, before it was a UIL sport, our goal has always been to make it to regionals, but in the past, it was regionals of DFW, and the top 12 teams of the DFW made it. And we were about 11th or 12th every year. And this year was amazing because we are now one of 16 teams in the state to make it. So that growth has been really cool. It's kind of my mantra is that's our business as usual, is to be better, to get better every day. So that's really, it is business as usual, but it's let's keep climbing, let's keep doing and progressing as best we can. So
It has to be, I'm assuming, new teams and new faces that you're competing against the UIL, or did everybody make the transition, from where you were to UIL? Is that how it worked?
not everybody. There are certain TAPS schools that haven't made it that we used to play against, and we competed against new faces down in Houston. So never having played any matches against Conroe, we were able to go down there, and weird as a coach because not knowing their coaches and their playing style, their players, we were kind of walking into the unknown, and it was kind of cool to see what we could go or what we could bring to them. So that was fun in the new faces of established UIL groups. So
And for those that aren't familiar with water polo, Coach, we tried to. First of all, those Wednesday things that y'all do where you send out stuff, that's really good information because there's a lot of things that you don't know about water polo that you try to send out. But for those who are not familiar with the sport, what is the toughest thing about water polo that these athletes go through?
I'm going to throw it to Allie to talk about the toughest things because she's been at it for 3 years now. So what's been the toughest for you?
And I will say before you answer, Allie, these three started it. Is that right, Coach? They have been with the program since the beginning, and something really amazing for your senior year to be able to do this on the UIL level. But go ahead. What makes this tough?
I think the toughest thing is just the transition from swimming to water polo because we all start out as swimmers. Like, everyone on the team is a swimmer. You start on the swim team because I think swimming is a lot more of a more common sport, and everyone, all of us have done swimming. So water polo is definitely fun because it's super competitive, and that's what gets me because I'm a super competitive person. But I think it's just that transition from swimming to a sport where it's way more physical. It takes a lot more precise skills because you're using balls now and you're catching and throwing and having to learn technique and having to learn strategy. And so I think that's definitely the hardest part because it takes a minute. It's like a learning curve to learn how the sport works and just the dynamics of it.
We're talking with the Lady Hawks water polo team who are set to face Flower Mound at 9 a.m. in the regional round this Saturday in Louisville. I expected you to say something like, my feet can't touch the bottom of the pool or something like that, but apparently that's you've just got that physical training.
A lot of people tell that to me. They're like, how do you tread water for that long? Like, but I think just like being a swimmer for so long, it's kind of like second nature to us. Like, people ask me like, how long can you tread water? And I'm just like, how long can you walk? Because like, it's just the conditioning that we've gone through, that treading water is just kind of like second nature to us.
This we recognize a lot of UIL sports, and they get, they're put out there in these public schools about UIL sports. Your senior year, how cool has it been just to be part of all this? Yeah, I'll go with Julia.
Okay. I guess. Okay, sorry. My senior year, like, now that it's actually a UIL sport, I think it's more exciting because it's more competitive. You get new members. Like, as a senior, like, we have a lot of incoming freshmen, people we've never met before. And I think it's like incredible how much it's like advanced and how much we've gone from August all the way to what we're in October now.
Right.
We've advanced so far. We've even beat our rivalry school, which is like insane to me because of how far we've come.
Did you is there a point in the season where you said, hey, we're really good and we have a chance to do something special here? Has this just been something like, hey, we know we're a good, confident team, and we just want to take it out there and show? Is that kind of how it's been for you ladies?
I want to say yes, but we've also been trying to keep it humble just in case, because if it's our last game, then we don't want to be like, oh, we came in with the mindset of us winning and we lost. We try to keep ourselves humble too. We have to keep in mind of how our opponents play and everything like that, but we still go into the mindset in a game where we're like, oh, like, let's try our best, let's do our best, let's do as good as we can, and then let's just see how it ends off.
I want to ask you, because I didn't get a chance to ask Allie. I'll come back to her, but Julia, is there a position that you play out there? And because I'm not familiar with the positions, the position groups, is there a position you play out there?
Normally I would play point, but we have a really amazing junior, Marin King. She plays that position instead of me now. I play position number 2, so I would basically drive into the goal and try to shoot.
Is it kind of like coached like a basketball, like you have a point, like somebody at the top, and you spread out for offense?
Yep, and it's basically an umbrella around that. So Allie plays at the set position, and then we count numbers from starting on the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is that set. You want really high offense coming from that set, and if you can't get the ball to the middle, you draw plays from the outside. So she's usually at the middle, she's up top, she's down at that 1 or the 5, driving in from the outside. We're talking with the Lady Hawks water polo team, who again, they are set to play in the regionals this Saturday. Abby, I want to ask you about just this whole experience, and how much fun you're having, and your thoughts on the legacy that you're leaving to grow the sport here at Heath.
I'm honestly so proud of this team. We've grown so much. We started from literally nothing into making it so far, and I'm honestly so proud. Like, I never would have thought we made it this far, but we've grown so much, and I'm so proud of this whole team. We've gotten so much closer, and I'm so proud of like everyone. But I feel like hopefully next year they can keep pushing and go to state, or like make it to state, and just keep going and just keep pushing and hopefully win.
Normally, when you have like by district and district and things like that, you're playing somewhere close. You guys have been traveling from the very beginning of it. What's been the funnest part about the traveling experience besides Buc-ee's? We're gonna get to Buc-ee's in a second.
We've made lots of Buc-ee's stuff.
Lots of Buc-ee's
Way
stuff.
too much.
But what's been the funnest part about all that?
Getting to be on the bus with them and joking and laughing and making Coach mad. That's the fun. And just spending time together on the long hours. And even though you said Buc-ee's, but we would love stopping at Buc-ee's, even though it got annoying at the very end because we stopped so many times.
What's your favorite thing to grab from Buc-ee's, Allie?
I don't know, man. Something good to eat.
It's got to be some candy or something, or a brisket sandwich. I don't know.
Oh, brisket sandwich.
Yeah, it's really good. Coach, I kind of I want to ask you about some of the challenges this year. Obviously Rockwall ISD is putting money into the aquatic center, and they're building that up so that for future athletes they have something really nice. But that's come at a cost, right? You've had to make arrangements to practice and do other things everywhere. What are some of those challenges that you guys have faced this year?
We, like you said, we faced the challenge of not really having a home pool this year. So us and our training has been adjusted a lot due to spacing. I want to say, though, and we've said this from day one, we knew these challenges were going to come up, and these are obstacles to overcome. So it's those obstacles really, I think, helped us just have that humble mindset that Julia was talking about, that we just approach it every day, do the best that we can, and move forward. We've had a great support from Chandler's community. They have a deep enough pool that the ladies don't touch the bottom of the pool when they're training. We've had to share with the swim team. We've had to adjust due to weather. The pool has gotten really cold over the last couple weeks in this critical time, and they just overcome it. Like that's all we can do, and that's what we're trying to teach too, is that if there's challenges in your way, you figure out a way to get around it or get through it. So that's what they've done amazingly over these last couple weeks.
And then finally, Coach, as we try to, help grow this sport, and it's starting to get some recognition, where does it start? With swimming, just being strong swimmers, and then is it something where you get picked out of you're maybe swimming, but you're like, hey, can you come out and try water polo? How does it work for you guys?
So this is another passion of mine, and I'll use this platform to speak about it, but kids under the age of 5, one of the biggest preventable deaths is drowning. It's a huge factor for kids under 5, and teach your kids how to swim no matter what. So get them swimming lessons. We offer it at the aquatic center, but get it anywhere, because that number should be 0. Once your kid learns how to swim, learns those basic survivals instincts, then getting them stronger in a program will really help them. And then if we want to grow the sport here in Rockwall, I really, really recommend that they do a swim team. That way they're just getting used to it. And I think anybody that's new to the sport should consider swimming before they even come out to water polo, because it's going to kick your butt. It's not going to be – you can't touch the bottom. You're swimming back and forth for 30 minutes, and you're having people push, kick, and pull, and
it's going to be exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting, and so you have to make sure that you are, and for safety-wise too, we have to make sure that you're a strong swimmer before you come out. So we've never lost a match because we're too good at swimming. So if you go ahead and get stronger as a swimmer, you're going to be a good water polo player.
Yeah. Coach, I want to just a quick shout. There is a boys team, correct? And
yes.
And so I just want to shout out to them,
Yes.
and the things that they're doing. Can you talk a little bit about the boys program at all?
Yeah, so one of the things that gets me mad on the bus trips is their singing. And so we got a little more higher pitched singing going on. We were missing some of the baritones from the boys team. But we're really proud of the season that they had. It's in this playoff stuff, it's one and done, and so it's sad that we came out on the losing end of that. But the boys ended up getting district championships, really good. We had our MVP of the district was Cameron Knox. We had 7 seniors this year, enough to field a full team, and they really have done the same thing of overcoming the obstacles. It's just tough that we couldn't get through that first part through the Conroe, but that's, again, it was us going into an unknown territory and not knowing the teams and the people on it. And I'm excited for them because they're good swimmers too. So I'm looking forward to their swim part of the season and what they can do. But looking back, it was a great season for them. It's just sad it ended the way in the first round. So.
Well, really exciting, and to see what's going on with swimming and this water polo that's coming along. It's been around, But now it just seems like it's getting thrust onto the scene, and hopefully it continues to grow for you guys. Congratulations, Coach. Any seniors that aren't here that you want to give a shout out to?
If I miss some of the boys, but so we already mentioned Cameron Knox, Colin McGuffin, Mason Bauer, Jeremy Dahl, Micah McCormick, Kyle Finley, and I know Carson Master and TJ Vitanza. So all those seniors who have helped us because they wanted to play. They started playing in their freshman year, and we got shut down because of COVID. And they came back stronger than ever, and they've really tried to build these boys up into a great team, and these girls the same thing. So what they've done every day is really set the legacy, which is what we're trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Wish you all the ladies all the best. Is this a fall sport only, or is there spring?
Yep.
Okay.
Now
fall.
that it's UIL, it's fall.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Congratulations. Good luck to you ladies. Coach, good luck to you this weekend. And I know a lot of attention's starting to be turned towards the swimming area and the now water polo, so it's well deserved and long overdue. I know. Congratulations and good luck to you again.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to let them go. When we come back, we're going to be joined by the Rockwall water polo. We're going to catch up with them and see how their season went and introduce some new faces to you. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Shop the Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
We are back and we are live here at Rockwall Ford. This segment brought to you by Tucker Roofing. Tucker Roofing, we appreciate everything they've done for us, and a lot of what we do is made possible by them. And plus, if you see our new trailer out there, they're responsible for our nice new wrap out there. So thank you to John Tucker and Tucker Roofing. We're now joined by the Lady Yellow Jackets, the water polo team. Ladies, how you doing? Thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about this exciting year. Obviously water polo getting some new attention. It's not a new sport around here, but it being on the UIL level, it seems to be gathering a little bit of attention, and well-deserved, I'm sure. So I want to ask, really about this season. And, I know, Brooke, you're a junior, so we'll ask you about future stuff. But for some of the seniors, Kat, we'll start with you. Can you just talk about this experience this year, and how long have you been doing water polo?
So I'm really a club swimmer, but I've been playing water polo the past 2 seasons, 2.5 really. I love it. It's so fun. I played goalie this year, which was interesting for me. I think our team really pulled together with the numbers that we had. There's 7 in the field at pretty much all times, and we had 9 players. So I was really happy with how our ladies pulled it together, worked really hard in our circumstances, and pulled it together to quarterfinals.
Well, first year as a UIL, you are district champions, and you move on to area, and then you come up short in the quarterfinals. But Kat, just the experience of it all. This year, your senior year, how different was it from last year or past years?
I feel like we were more a team this year than past years. I feel like that definitely had something to do with there was more organization now that it's a UIL sport, and we just had fun with it.
Yeah, and the team as a whole, was there any different approach because it was UIL, or was it just business as usual?
Business as usual. We always like to compete with Heath, and that's usually our main competitors, our main games. But still pulled it together this year, so I was pretty happy. It was so fun. I love these girls. They're my family.
And swimming still. It's just swimming. You're still going to swim beyond this. So that experience in swimming. How did it translate over? How does it translate over into water polo? It being such a physical and it seems like a brutal game just because of the amount of you can't touch the bottom and things like that. Is that at all times you can't touch the bottom, or is that just
all times?
I think my swimming experience has definitely helped like the aerobic base of water polo, but water polo definitely has elements to it physically that swimming does not. I mean, they're both extremely difficult, take massive amounts of time and effort, but water polo just you have to be a little more hands-on and aggressive than you have to do with swimming.
The goalie position in water polo, can you just let everyone know, what that's like, how difficult, is there splashing that goes on in front of you? Can somebody splash water in front of you? Things like that.
I learned a lot playing goalie this year. It's definitely very different. They're always like in your face all the time, and then like you never know where they're going to shoot. So you just kind of have to make your best judgment as to where the ball is going to go, which is kind of difficult. But I mean, it's really just jumping out of the water to try and get those balls, which is very hard.
Yeah, I imagine. So we're talking with the Lady Yellow Jackets water polo team who competed their first year in UIL, and they were district champs, and they have a successful season, and you build something for the swimmers that are coming in next is an important thing. Let's move. Elizabeth, I want to ask you about that, just about the legacy that you think you've left behind for the swimmers that are coming behind you.
I think we left quite a big legacy. Like, the swimmers coming in next year, they have a very high bar that they are going to have to reach and hopefully even go further. I hope we made them proud because we tried really hard.
What's your role as a senior, to some of the swimmers that'll be coming up? Was there, were they looking up to you, just in play? Were you talking to them? Did you have interaction with underclassmen that maybe aren't on the team yet?
I bonded a lot with our sophomores and a couple of our juniors, and I think my personal goal was to just get them ready for the next season, make sure they're confident, and just to encourage them. Because as a younger underclassman, it's scary when you're like, oh my gosh, these girls are so good. But you just have to like talk to them, show them that, hey, we were all in your place at one time, and it takes a lot of hard work, but you'll get there and you'll be better.
As a senior, how exciting was it for you to be playing on the UIL, under the UIL, as a sport in water polo?
It was very exciting because I personally transferred schools, so joining into this new UIL, like, it was big for me.
Yeah. So this is your first year in Rockwall?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank
welcome
you.
Welcome to Rockwall.
Thank you.
The team as a whole, though, how much fun did you guys have? You know, I asked earlier Heath, about the traveling part of it, because right away, by district, I mean you're traveling far away. How much fun was it to be able to travel?
Okay, this is my favorite question. 'Cause on a scale of 1 to 10, off the scale, a good 100. I love long road trips, but being on long road trips with a team that I love and I feel so close to, they were basically my family. Like, I spent more time with them than I did with my parents, and we grew super close. My favorite memory would probably be screaming at the top of our lungs to to just our favorite music and eating all these wonderful snacks and just bonding and having an amazing
I'm sure
time.
Coach loved every minute of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, every minute of it. Yeah, congratulations. It was really exciting. It was, again, cool to see a sport that's already been played around here get a little bit of recognition, and hopefully just keeps building from here on out. Brooke, I want to move to you. Brooke, you're a junior that's up here with us, and I was told you're MVP of the district. So
yes, I am.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. I want to ask you about your experience this year, and how proud you are of this team.
Yes, so I am super proud of our team this year. I have really loved being able to pass on tips and tricks to our younger classmen, so then they are able to continue that and teach our freshmen too throughout, while they're, in high school. And I really loved being a part of this team and how close we are, and it's been super fun.
You'll be back next year,
Yes.
and obviously there's going to be some excitement and some expectations and things like that. Obviously swimming and making sure your condition, things like that, go into it. But as far as strategy and sport and things like that, what do you do to kind of prepare for next year?
So we prepare by watching film, and we watch other teams, how they play, how they set up, and we watch how we can, improve by watching previous games. And we do a thing called Chalk Talk, where we sit down with a whiteboard and we write down plays and things and new skills and moves that we can do in a game to just create better strategy and setup so that we can improve on our goals.
Nice. And I just can't imagine, the amount of energy and the physicalness of that sport. It's just it's really mind-blowing, because I'm just blown away that you can't touch the bottom. I'm like, I don't know. I need to go in my pool one day, and how long can I go without touching the bottom? It's probably not very long, but how long are matches?
Like 30, 40 minutes?
Yeah, 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, but
we have 7-minute quarters,
Yeah,
and there's 4 of them.
Yeah, so that's quite a long way. So I want to move down to Ella. It's Ella, right?
Mhm.
Ella, I want to get your take on the season and how much fun you had this year.
I think at the very beginning it was kind of stressful just because we had a pool that wasn't very equipped for what we were doing, but I think we built around it, and all of us grew as people, just not in the game, just getting used to each other, especially the freshmen. We had kids just didn't really want to talk, kept to themselves, and now they're all just we're all like sisters. And just seeing that as one of the captains on our team, it's really fun. And just seeing them just learn from what we're teaching them in the pool is very satisfying.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that question about the challenges of the aquatic center, obviously going through upgrades and things like that. You guys were out at Rockwall Golf and Athletic Club. Were y'all using that pool?
Shores, yeah.
Yeah, it was cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was cold.
Very.
But just those challenges, and how were you guys to keep a positive attitude about the situation?
I think when we started to realize that it was too cold for us to mentally handle, we started to do dry lands just to keep it together. So I think it really helped us build our muscle, just not in the pool, also outside the pool, and just having those equipment and stuff like that.
Some shout out to some players that aren't here that made an impact this year and are maybe going to be back next year or graduating. Anybody got any shout outs to some players?
Jazz,
Quinn,
Alana Lemons.
Yeah.
And Bella.
Yeah.
Bella's another one of our seniors. She's at work right now. So
she's at work.
here.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Congratulations. I mean, good success. First year as a UIL sport here, and the accomplishments that you had, district champions, which around here is a really big thing, especially when you have crosstown rivals, right? You want to make sure that you're on top at the end of the year in the district level. But to move on and do the things you did, it's really important because the legacy that you girls are leaving behind for those that are coming up. So congratulations. I want to ask you one more thing as far as this team and the underclassmen and things like that. How big is the sport, would you say, right now at Rockwall?
very little.
Small.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I bring up that question, just because it's important for those that are listening to get their kids involved in swimming, because this is going to be a sport that if it wasn't on the map, I think now it's gaining some attention, and there's some real opportunity to do some good things at Rockwall. So, hey, get out there and swim, and then you can not touch the bottom of the pool for 7 minutes.
Get good exercise too.
Yeah. Do you come out of there with bruises? Is it physical?
Oh
yeah.
Yep. I got some right now. It's bad.
Grapes.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's
Blood and
grapes.
bruises.
I imagine the things that the kicking that goes on is
Yes,
not
that's
pleasant.
probably, as goalie, the kicking and the trying to drown me when I have the ball is probably the worst
They
part.
can get that close.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've gotten that closer on accident just because I'm
She
so
almost
close
kicked
to
me
her.
one time.
Yeah.
Just on accident.
But
No,
that shouldn't scare away younger swimmers.
No.
They should
Hey,
try.
I mean, hey, there's a
It's still really fun.
Yeah, no,
still
it's,
really fun.
it's fast paced. It seems like, and then the energy of going back and forth and things like that. So, congratulations. Good luck
you.
to you,
Thank
Brooke.
you.
We'll see you again. I know,
Thanks.
and good luck to you ladies. Are y'all going to swim in the spring?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So still more to do in the spring on the swimming part. Just water polo. We'll take a small break and then we'll be back next fall.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and good luck to you ladies and going in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I think Heath Tennis is here, so we're going to talk with the Heath Hawks tennis team and find out what's going on with them. They have still some stuff to play for. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Shop the Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
Rockwall4.com.
on? We are back. We are live here at Rockwall Ford. This segment brought to you by Alpha Graphics. Alpha Graphics, they did our nice trailer out there, so we are excited to have them on as a sponsor. So thank you to Alpha Graphics for your support. All right, it's time for some Heritage Christian Academy talk, and lots going on in the football, volleyball. I'm sure there's other sports and activities that are going on that I will be made aware of, I'm sure, by Coach Mack over there. But first of all, guys, congratulations and on everything so far, and thank you for joining us. Alyssa Williams, who kind of helps us out, keeps us up to date with what's going on. And then Coach Mack over here. He is the AD/football coach/
recently hired girls basketball coach.
There you go, everything. We have Hannah, who's a senior volleyball player at Heritage Christian Academy, and then Coach
Anna
Walker.
Walker.
I didn't know your Anna Walker. So, Coach, guys, thank you for joining me. Coach, let's start with you, Coach Anna Walker, about volleyball and everything that's going on. Of course, I was there last night. I finally made it to a volleyball game. I apologize. Haven't, but I made one, and there's still more out there. So I have an opportunity to redeem myself. Coach, can you just talk about this year and everything that's gone on and where you guys are at?
Yeah, it's been a great year. Lots of good senior leadership, lots of upperclassmen that are leading well on the team. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of injuries. I would say it's a season of lots of injuries. I think this is our first district game on Thursday that we have everyone healthy, so knock on wood that we keep everyone healthy. But they've been doing really great battling through that, through district play, being in a new district, and battling through those injuries and being versatile with different positions that they're going to play, and really stepping up to the challenge with that.
This part of the season, so you'd only have a couple more district games left, right? Just one,
yeah.
And then you will play for some seeding, as I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Just some goals and things that are in front of you that you're hoping to accomplish with such a short time left.
Yeah, we want to take care of business for senior night, last home game, so that's exciting. And then obviously want to put ourselves in the best position for playoffs. We are in a very good division with TAPS 2A, even though it's a new district, so lots of good competition, but I think we have a pretty good chance of making it again to the Final Four and kind of keeping that tradition going with HCA volleyball.
I was going to say there's a tradition, and you were part of that tradition. am I correct in
Yes.
saying that? Okay.
Yes.
I just went out on a limb there because I thought I remembered that. But just the expectations for this program. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely been a tradition that's gone on and an expectation that's been set for HCA volleyball for a long time. And yes, a few years ago when I was a part of the program as well, we kind of just started that tradition, and we're kind of a team to look out for, and so lots to live up to. But I think with this team and with the senior leadership, we can do that again this year.
And before I move on to Hannah, just what does it take, to get to the next level, when you start hitting the playoffs and you start seeing some stronger teams?
Yeah, we faced some really good offensive teams in district. So I think really I'm a big component on defense wins games. So really just having that mentality and that mindset that the ball's not hitting the floor, really with defense and picking that up. We have some great offensive forces, but kind of rounding it out with some good defense as well.
I want to ask you about one of your players before we move on to her, who's up here, Hannah. Just an individual accomplishment of the kills record. Was set at 1490. She breaks that, and I believe she's just short of 1500 now. But just seeing that accomplishment by a player and what it means to the team.
Well, my first year as head coach was her freshman year, so just seeing her from the beginning to the end, seeing how she's just carried herself and accomplished goal after goal, and just how she's continued to grow every single season is awesome to see. So I love to see it.
Hannah, I want to quickly just talk about the team real quick and where you guys are, and how much fun this team is having, because every year in these high school ranks, it switches over. You have people that leave and then people that have to step up. How much fun are you having with this year's team?
Oh, a lot of fun. We lost one senior last year, so it's for the most part the same team. So I feel like if anything, this team's grown a lot stronger. as a whole, and we've had a few new freshmen come up, sophomores too, and it's just been overall great chemistry, great team bonding.
You seemed very humble about the record, almost embarrassed a little bit about, what was going on last night. But was it in your mind, or was it just something, hey, we have a job to do on the court?
It was a little bit of both. It was stepping on the court knowing that it was within reach, but also I still have a job to do as a leader and as a player on the court, that I still have to play my part. So
as a leader, as a senior, obviously your play is something that should be looked at to get them to a certain level, right? An underclassman or even a senior. But your role as a leader, how much have you embraced that this year?
I feel like overall a lot. I don't know. I try not to pull the seniority card or like.
They
I'm
feed
a
off
leader.
of her energy
yeah,
a lot,
but
I would say.
I try not to use that too much.
Your time at Heritage Christian Academy, how much have you enjoyed growing in this sport?
Oh, every minute of it. It's been better each year that I've played volleyball here. Starting middle school till now, it's just gotten better and better every year. So,
Coach, I don't want to get your player looking ahead because you got a job to do, but I do want to ask you about your opportunity to play volleyball after you're done in high school. But it's going to be on a different court. It's going to be sand volleyball. Can you just talk about that and your decision to give that a go?
Well, they actually were the ones that recruited me for sand. Sand was nowhere in my vision. Had no intentions of playing sand volleyball whatsoever, and they reached out to me and said that I would be a perfect fit. So I went and tried out and got recruited.
And what school is it again?
University of Mary Hardin Baylor.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
You.
Really cool. Coach Mack, before I come back to Alyssa, just your thoughts on seeing this team and just this program as a whole.
Well, let's see. My first year at Heritage Christian Academy was Coach Walker's first year at Heritage Christian Academy.
Everybody sit back. He's going to tell a story.
Right, we did that. We did that together. But 14 years later and 12 straight district titles it's a big deal. Multiple opportunities to win state titles, and they won one. And this team is no different than any of the rest of them. There's plenty of firepower. They've had more adversity than any of the others to go through with starting out district play without any setters, and somehow finding their way back into a tie for second with a chance to earn a bye in the playoffs and work their way to the regional. So it's been really fun watching them play. It really has. At times it was frustrating, but at other times it's just been a joy to watch. Watching Hannah break the record, I was trying not to tear up. I was around for the first record. A young lady, Madison Hill, who set the record, was a 3-year All-State player. Hannah's a 3-year All-State with a lot of similarities, with the exception that I think Madison's 6'2", and you're 5'9". Yeah,
5'7".
5'7". 5'7". But other than that, it was really fun to watch. I was joyful that it was Hannah that was able to make the accomplishment, everything she's put into the program, all the way through, everything her parents have put into the program. It's just been fun. It's been a fun ride to watch.
And who do we think for is your PA announcing? Is that you all the time, or was
100%? I am the voice of the Lady Eagles.
Okay, I wanted to know.
I run the tunes. I announce. I run the scoreboard. I'm all up in Lady Eagle volleyball.
I wanted to make sure you weren't stepping in just for the big moments and that you were there all the time, Coach. I'm not calling you out.
Oh no, we stop football practices early so that the boys can get there for that big student section, and I can get there to announce my girls.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I love the small community, the feel of it. Alyssa, the student section, you guys are just having a good time, and and in between breaks, again, I want to ask you about the just the excitement and how proud you guys are of watching a program like the volleyball team.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see the same reoccurring girls progress every year, and the student section has been amazing. We're loud. We dance the music, and I don't get embarrassed when they dance the music. I just think it's fun. But not everyone dances to it. But just being able to cheer so loudly for these amazing girls is is a lot, and we've had a lot of student participation with student council dressing out and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just been amazing to see that.
I want to give you. Did you bring any questions? Did you bring anything? Okay, yeah. So I'll give
wait,
you. Yes.
I want to make sure we get this straight right off the bat.
Here we go.
You are referring to Alyssa incorrectly.
Okay.
It is Her Highness, the homecoming queen.
I did see that, and I was going to ask because I saw a picture. So yeah. So
Yes.
tell me about that first. How much fun was that?
I don't remember much of it.
Did you not expect it?
No, not like at all. I was standing there and I was like, I was just prepared. My last name is Williams, so I was the last one, and I was just ready to like walk off the field because I was sinking in my stilettos. It was bad. But I was just talking to my dad, and then they said queen, and I was like, okay, I want to see who wins. And they said my name, and I immediately just like walked. I didn't even like hug my dad, didn't even have a reaction. I just was like smiling and laughing, and I blacked out, and then I don't remember much of it. I just remember Jordan grounding me and saying, I'm sorry if this falls.
Does it come with any perks? I asked Lake Bennett, who was a Rockwall quarterback, who was the king, who was the homecoming king. Do you get anything out of this? I mean,
I get a pretty tiara.
Surely we can get something better for her. You should get a parking, maybe his parking space or her parking space for. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll work on it for you. Did you bring some stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what you got for the panel here.
So I was manager, sophomore year, so I got to see firsthand how the pregame traditions happen, but how do you think that those affect the team spirit and the team communication?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, we don't really do dynamics and warm-ups. We just dance. We have a dance party beforehand. Like, that's all we do. And so it just helps the girls to really bond and just have fun and let out that fun, crazy energy, and helps us get hyped before the games. And I know sometimes our coaches will participate, which is really fun. And it just helps us all to be in a better mood, like kind of leave stuff at the door if something happened earlier that day and just focus on volleyball and why we're there for the moment. And it's just a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's important to get your mind off of things and take some of the pressure away and then focus on the moment and the journey, because at the end of the day, I mean, I think you'll look back on the journey and realize what it meant, and it's more than wins and losses. So really cool.
Yeah. Okay. Also, you've been a part of this program for 6 years now. So what has been like your favorite thing, seeing the progression, and like who specifically have you seen grow the most?
Honestly, shout out to our middle, Annabelle. I know we started together in middle school, and she had never played volleyball before, and to see her come as far as she has from the now, like her hitting 10-foot line and like hitting so aggressively, like she couldn't make a serve over, and just seeing how much she's progressed since then is like been crazy. And seeing to like all, like the little freshmen that have come up this year, like seeing them in middle school till now, like it's so weird because I just remember them being in elementary school and now they're here with us, and it's just a fun experience to get to play with them.
For sure.
So.
Coach, I want to ask you because almost 1,500 kills is a lot, but there's girls that are setting. And I believe one of your setters, quite a bit, maybe coming up on some milestones. Can you just talk about some players that have, contributed to all this?
Absolutely. It takes a village, and being a setter myself, I can tend to appreciate what kind of role player that is, and it's not maybe as flashy of a position, but she gets the ball done. She gets the ball where it needs to be. So huge role play on that. Again, have gotten to seeing her, Madeline, since her freshman year, and just seeing how she's grown in that leadership position as well. And then, seniors across the board, like she mentioned, Annabelle and Kate are seniors, putting up that block, helping out defense, and then having some key defensive players. We can't even sometimes pick a libero because there's so many great options on defense. So
I've got a lot of good video from last night, and my goal is to have it edited and finished and put out by tomorrow. By Thursday evening is my goal. So we'll see. But it was really fun to watch you guys play.
Last question that I have. Oh no, wait, I have 2 more questions. But okay. What drills at practice do you think help the most going into a game?
Though it's definitely one of the team's least favorite. We call it 5-3-5-3-5.
Yes.
It's her favorite.
That one.
It's her favorite.
It's working.
It's getting the job done.
But it's a serve receive drill that's just focusing on
like getting perfect passes in a row, and like you have certain amount of serves to do it in, and if you don't, then you have to sprint, which our team is not a running team, so that's very motivating for us to work harder and serve receive and to pass the ball better. So that one for sure. And then pit drill, where you have 2 people on the court and coaches just throwing balls left and right, hitting it at you, and you have to get 2 touches. Like, you can't let the ball hit the ground. And yes, there's blood and bruises and all the things, court burns, but it pays off in the end for sure when it comes game time.
Yeah, so you got to have a little blood and
Yeah.
few bruises to to make it all worth it. If it's
For
easy,
sure.
if it's easy, it's not worth it. Or I don't know. I always I always have them in my head, these sayings, but they never come out. So anyway,
Practice how you play.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, congratulations. Good luck to you the rest of the way, and obviously, it's exciting time for you guys because this is postseason. This is everything you play off that you played and practiced for all year. So good luck to you, Coach Mack. I want to bring in some football talk here.
We have a football team.
You do have a football team, and they're talented. They're fun to watch. You guys have had a lot of success, and I haven't got to talk to you since the loss. And I bring that up because
Thanks.
Sorry. I want to know what you learned from that, though. Like, what is
we learned we don't like losing.
No, I know that, Coach. But it's like, hey, where do you think that's something that pays off later on? In all seriousness,
you always learn from losses. They teach you how you react to adversity. They teach you what you didn't do well in preparation. Those are the 2 main things that losses teach you. And this group of young men, unfortunately or fortunately, learned a lot last year.
Yeah.
And so this was their first chance to relive those moments. So for us, losing the game was not the end of the world. It was something for us to go back to last year and remember how much we did not like what happened. Mm-hmm. So,
but you bounced back.
Oh, we bounced back big.
Did we bounce
right.
back? Oh my gosh.
And we've got another from this point on, the next 3 games, we've got to win 1 to get in the playoffs, 2 to be third, 1 to be second. We can't win the district title anymore. That team's going to go undefeated, and they deserve it. They're a very good football team, and we have a chance to see them in the semifinal. So we are focused strictly on Greenville Christian this week.
Okay, and so this team, as you said, you're focused on just kind of a 1-game season, as you kind of put it. Where do you see this team right now in the season, and how much room is there for improvement? How good can they be?
Well, right now it seems that we are getting lots of playing time for younger players that we didn't anticipate. We lost our starting center, our senior Zachary, the captain, was on the show a few weeks ago, to a broken foot in the loss. So we now have a freshman playing that position, and he's learning a lot and get some valuable minutes until Zachary returns. We lost one of our defensive ends this week to a motorbike accident. He has a torn bicep, so he's out for 6 weeks.
Pray for something healthy.
So right now we're just trying to mend. Our one of our starting running backs had his appendix out 3 weeks ago, and it's just not getting back, but still feeling fatigued. So right now we're trying to get through each 1-week season healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
With no contact drills during practice, we're down to 10 kids suited up at practice. So we'll have 13 at the game, but we're down to 10 practicing.
And tell me again, who is up this week, and are y'all home this week?
This is Greenville Christian. It's our last home game of the year. It's dubbed the Holy War. Back in the day, this was a very, very big rivalry. 3 state titles have been decided between the schools, and many district titles. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I was going to run when I was trying to think of names between you and Rockwall Providence, but I wasn't sure if I could do Holy.
The Holy War is already taken.
I don't know if we can do anything. I need to run some names by you so I can get that. I'm still working on that rivalry next year. Next year it's going to be big. We might need Wilkerson because I'm trying to blow this thing up to put it in.
Oh, we'd love to play in the big park.
Yeah, Coach. As you wind down the season, obviously expectations. As I talk to you, the first scrimmage of the year are to try and make it deep into the playoffs and maybe get your eye on a state championship. What are the goals inside the locker room? What are you guys talking about before each game?
We talk about every week, every play, every practice. We talk about, will this work in December? The state championship is December 1st in Waco. It's been a while since we've been there, 2016. These boys saw that. They know what it is, and that's what they talk about. It's, will this play in December? And if it doesn't, we got to get it to where it will allow us to play in December. That's a big task, considering we were 0-10 a year ago. Most teams would just say, well, let's just win a few games, or let's just get in the playoffs.
Which honestly surprised me, Coach, because of the expectations you had after what was last year, and I was like, wow, this is a big turnaround. And obviously, you've produced; it's on the field, so the message is being received, I should say. Is that how you see it?
Pretty much. I mean, these boys outside of our field house, there's a bunch of signs on the walls that talk about how great the teams were before them. So every day they have to see it and live it. The fans have expectations when they come. We have a student section again now, which is great to see. They're out there yelling and screaming. It's something these boys haven't seen in 2 years. It's something they grew up in. It's something they grew up doing, but they haven't seen it behind them before. So every game is a new experience. Every time they look in the stands and see how many more people are there, how many more people are following them to Joe Willie's afterwards to congratulate them and talk to them and buy them ice cream and shakes.
I still need to go to that. I still need to, because it sounds like the game I went to, I was like, there's like, I don't know, hundreds of people here. Like, how are they going to fit everybody in there? So I need to.
We fill up. We fill the place up.
Yeah. So,
but that's really what's happening. It's not a big ask. It was a lot of work, and it still is a lot of work. We are physically prepared. Mentally, we struggle at times. We're very young, mixed in with a lot of seniors, and nobody on the team besides the coaching staff has done this before. So it's a lot on the daily. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot on the board. It's a lot in the film room. It's a lot every day, and the boys come every day prepared, ready to learn something new.
Well, the underclassmen are learning something. They're learning something, what it's going to take. And so regardless, this is doing something very positive for the football program going forward. So, Coach, wish you the best of luck. Anything else going on around Heritage? I know there is. How's the gym coming along?
You got to get out there. The classroom portion is up. We have walls. The steel was delivered on Tuesday. Yeah. And by the end of next week, we should have a skeleton structure.
Very cool.
All the way up. And then it's just a matter of drying it in. It should be dried in by December. And it's going to be a showpiece.
It needs to be talked about like the flag was. It's the next big thing here in Rockwall.
What's happening, people? Pretty soon people will be asking, driving down 205, what's behind the cemetery? Because right now they don't know we're there.
Right.
No.
But they will.
That's awesome.
It's going to be lit. It's going to have nice big signage on it. You're going to stop looking at the cemetery, and you're going to look right at that building.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Coach, I know you have to be excited about it.
Yeah, it's hard to not have a home gym, and we're very thankful for what we have, obviously. But I've been wanting this since I was in HCA, so I'm very excited. Yes.
Yeah, exciting times for sure. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and catching everyone up on Heritage Christian Academy, and not talked about enough even by us. And so we're still trying to do our part to make sure that happens. So we'll continue to grow, and I know you guys will too. So congrats on everything. You still guys got a lot to play. Everybody got a lot to play for.
Yes, we
do.
Obviously,
you've got a lot to. Is cheer competition? Do y'all still do? Are y'all?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Yes.
December 3rd, 4th.
December 6th.
Oh, it's the 6th.
December 6th. There you go.
It's
So
December 6th.
There's a lot to accomplish
Last year was the
this fall. So is everybody loving the cool weather here?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, crazy.
No. We have to wear skirts.
I tell you, I went to a junior high game last night, and it was the first cold night, and day one, and I was like, okay, I'm ready for warm weather. So, but on the same time, I'm like, I have written down here 67 days until Christmas, so I'm already looking ahead to. I love the winter time. I love all that.
Excited to cheer in winter.
Yeah. But again, thanks for coming on, Coach. Both you coaches. Hannah, good luck to you along the way, and your team. And Alyssa, thank you so much for being here and filling us in and asking some questions. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have Mr. James Branch and Mr. Kevin Wingfield here. We're going to talk a little 10-6A football and get everybody caught up on what's going on. It's a big week of football for the 6A teams around here, so we're gonna talk about it and talk about last week. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for tuning in. We will be right back.
Shop the Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
All right, we're back. We're live here at Rockwall Ford, our last segment of the night, brought to you by Acre Property Team, Angel Cleveland. Thank you, Angel, for everything you do for us. We really appreciate it. We are joined, Mr. James Branch, Mr. Kevin Wingfield. Trey is out of town, so he messaged us. He told us he'd be back next week. So Trey was popular. Everybody liked Trey. I don't know if it was his good hair or what he had going on, but everybody liked him.
Might have been the R on the shirt. We never know.
It might have been. I don't know. But we got plenty of football to talk about in a short amount of time. Of course, Rockwall is on a bye this week, so they're gonna sit back and take their break. Roy City, they have a big game as they'll travel to Tyler Legacy, and then of course Heath. It's homecoming week. They'll face Mesquite Horn. That's going to be a really good game. I'll be at that game this Friday night. So, gentlemen, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
James. Let's get into. Of course, Heath was coming off a bye, so they get a week to rest up. How was your bye week? Yeah, I know you were going to see a game, a 2A game. How was?
Let me tell you something. I have never in my life seen a team take a third quarter kickoff, and with 11 minutes and 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter, they pushed it across for a touchdown. Never seen a team hold a ball the entire quarter. 2A football.
2A football.
Gotta love it.
Gotta
Lots
love
of
it.
running. Saw the coach actually finally saw a coach get an unsportsmanlike. We had 1st and 36 at one point, and we got a first down on 4th and 4.
All right.
It was run. It was an amazing game. We won 13-6. The boys are undefeated in district, and
what school is that again?
Cayuga.
Okay.
Cayuga Wildcats.
Cayuga
They are
Wildcats.
6-1 on the season, so they're doing really good.
Yeah, no. I know you're. I know it was fun for you, but I know you're ready to get back to some Hawk football this week.
I am.
So we'll talk about the Hawks in just a moment, but let's start off with Roy City, James. What can we say? That was a game. Again, if you've kind of watched the show, we've kind of been talking about games that we've circled that Roy City should win. We thought Mesquite was an opportunity, and at halftime it was a game, and you were kind of unsure about where the team was. They seemed a little flat. I did a post-game interview with Sam Mitchum, and he said as much, that they were just a little off going into the half, but they kept their heads up. They just went back to the game plan, and message received during halftime or something snapped, because it was an offensive explosion for the Bulldogs in that second half. And then what can you say about the finish? That last 5 minutes was crazy. Of course, highlighted by Sam, and I think 180 yards, something like that.
Yep.
A couple touchdowns. He had the one touchdown receiving. Obviously the big run by Jonah late in the game for the touchdown. And then Kenneth Spring, what he was able to do on the ground and things like that. Just I thought the defense. I thought they played well. They were taking all Mesquite's punches. And listen, the number 11 for Mesquite, Woods, I believe. He was as advertised. You tip your hat to a young man that just was out there giving it his all. In the end, Roy City gets a big district win. They're 2-1. They have a firm grip on a playoff spot in District 10 6A, and now they'll travel. Excuse me. Now they'll travel to Tyler Legacy. Your thoughts on the game, that second half? I know we were kind of fired up at halftime.
Yeah, so if you don't watch our half game show, you need to go back and scroll down on the page and watch it, because I was not a very happy camper during there. And but look, sometimes we come in and we talk about all the good things and we're hyped up and we do stuff, but then when things aren't working out the way they are, that's kind of why we're here, and it's our job to be not always a homer for everybody, but just kind of tell it like it is, and that's kind of what I did. And I was not very happy at halftime, and I don't think a lot of other people were either. But that's exactly right. We came out in the first half and we were flat. And the offense did what the offense was supposed to do. We got some players back. Ja'Cory Williams was one of the big scores there at the end in the reception. And then, of course, Jonah does what Jonah does, and Sam and Kenneth do what they always do. And let me tell you something. We talked a little bit about recruiting last week. Why Sam is not being looked at just blows my mind. And so we talked about some stuff off air, and so that's awesome if we can get some things going there. But the kid is special. He is special. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched any highlights or film, you need to go watch him. But second half came out. They may have watched the halftime show in the locker room, because they came out and they still, we let Mesquite score. Mesquite came out. They knew it was a must-win game for them. So they came out and they played all 4 quarters like it was a must-win game. And I think we played the second half like it was a must-win game. So at the end of the day, we came out and we did what we did. We got out of there fairly healthy. We've got one little tweaked knee, but I think he'll be back. It was a lineman, so he'll be back. So I think that was Mesquite, right? That was the one we had to win. We took care of business. So
good coaching staff. They had some really good athletes. It was kind of, even though they played North Forney in a 6A game, they were in the same boat as Roy City, right? They're bumping up. This was their first real 6A, but Rockwall, they played Rockwall, but I'm talking about a team that felt like they matched up with, that they could play a 6A team and win a game, and they went toe to toe with them, a good coaching staff, and pull off the win.
And listen, again, Woods, number 11, like you said, that kid is an athlete. That kid was good. He played his heart out, man.
And it sounds like we talk about recruiting. It sounds like he's having trouble getting recruited.
Yeah. So, but that kid,
the recruiters are not just jumping everywhere right now.
Yeah. That kid was really good. So I'll give him the respect that he deserves. Kind of like we did number 10, the quarterback with North Forney. He deserved the respect because that kid gave it his all too. So, Mesquite, they've got a little work to do, but all in all, they came out and put up a fight, and we got, we came along with the victory. We withstood everything they had, and there for a while we thought it was going to come down to who had the last possession.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it. I mean, you and I were texting all night long.
Oh, yeah.
And every
it was
every
crazy.
5 minutes, I was,
Fitting
well,
that
he scored and he scored and he scored.
Yeah, fitting that a defensive play kind of ended that thing.
That's
right.
right.
The interception and covering Woods at
Yes.
that. So fitting. I believe it was him. Was Harper in on that? There was 2 guys around.
I believe it was Harper and Eric.
Yeah. So just again. The defense, they tightened up. They did what they had to do. That last 4 minutes, it was just one of those things where, neither team was going to be denied. And you were right. Who's going to have the ball last? And, Mesquite was knocking on the door, if not for a big play.
Yeah, they wanted it, man. They did not lay down at all. They did not give up. I mean, they played all the way through to the end of the game, and it showed, because that was a really good game, and I much respect to Mesquite, and real proud of the Bulldogs for continuing to fight and not just get beat down.
Yeah, if you look at the district standings, Rockwall 4-0, Mesquite Horn 3-1, Heath 3-1, Roy City 2-1, Mesquite 1-3, and then the other 2 teams, North Forney and Tyler Legacy, they're 0-3. But it was such a big win. Both teams were playing like, we have to win this game or else we're in trouble. If you look at Mesquite, they've got 2 games left, and they're going to play Rockwall in one of them. And we don't want to just say, Rockwall is just going to win that game, but Rockwall is going to win that game, right? And so, if you look at that, the best that Mesquite can finish, assuming Rockwall takes care of business, is 2-4. And so for the Bulldogs, the worst they can finish is 2-4, and then you talk about head-to-heads, and so things are looking really good for Roy City in year 1 at 6A. They've got work to do, right? Because there's you don't know what's going to happen the rest of the way, and you want to get the highest seeding you could get going into the playoffs, so lots to play for.
Yeah, listen, and so this week we go down to Tyler to play Tyler Legacy, a team that is, what did we say?
They're 0-3.
0-3 in district. On paper, they look like they're not very good. However, we know – because you've played them. They're a better team.
Yeah, they are not an 0-3 team. They may be 0-3 in their standing, but they do not play like an 0-3 team.
Yeah, it's very important that we come out and we're playing in their house. So
Rose Stadium's always a tough place to play. It's a fun atmosphere over there.
So look, at this point, I think they're coming out looking to be spoiler.
Yeah.
Right, and we need to make sure that we don't go into it and let this be a trap game for us and get ourselves in some trouble. And let it get away from us early. We need to come out and do what we always do. Defense, look, the offense is going to do what it does. We're going to score, and we're going to score quite a few points. We need to come out and execute, minimize penalties. We know about East Texas and what's going on there, and so we need to try to play good, clean football and minimize the penalty yards and going backwards. So if we can do that and execute, the defense then needs to turn around and step up and look, I made the comment at our Monday meeting with the coaches that I don't feel like we've put together a complete game all year. Well, we're 3/4 of the way through the season.
Yeah.
So
it should be meshing pretty quick.
Yep. So if we can put together a complete 4-quarter game, then we're going to be just fine. But we do not need to take Tyler lightly, or they will sneak up and spoil the party for us.
I did think it was good that we talk about how Roy City, they're one of those programs that if they get off to a fast start, they're going to be tough to beat. If they get off to a slow start, it's probably not going to be a good night. They got off to a slow start, and they were able to put it together and play some football. Yep. That should show them something, give them some confidence later on as we get closer to playoffs.
Yeah, look, you're not gonna wear us down. Right, we've got our kids are in great condition. It's going to be really hard to break the spirit. Our kids are just, look, we got you guys next week. I would imagine we're going to be the underdog because that's usually just how it is. But
well, I mean, hey, we talked about it. I mean, this is Rockwall and Rockwall Heath's district until
yes.
proven otherwise, right?
Yes.
So you mean until then, they've earned that. So I don't think it's disrespect or anything like that.
Sure.
It is what it is, and you go out there and play football.
And honestly, Roy City's used to that. Even last year, we went 8-0 and in the beginning of the year, and we were still the underdog in a lot of those games.
Yeah.
And so I don't put a whole lot on the pickers there that do that stuff. I think they predicted North Forney to beat us, but whatever. And we come out and took care of that. So we just need to come out and we need to play good, solid, clean football. And if we can do that,
now,
I think we'll be okay.
I tell you, from being there last, 2 weeks ago and seeing that Legacy team, they've got some talent. I've told you about that defensive end, and we just discussed it earlier. He's going to Alabama, and Nick Saban didn't come down to East Texas and just take trash.
Yep.
The kid is legit. He's big and he is fast. Their quarterback he's wiry. If he gets outside the pocket, that kid is fast.
Yep.
He makes good decisions, and the wide receiver has got some speed. Now, if you can control that quarterback, if you can put pressure on him, he tries to do too much, and he will get himself hurt. He got himself hurt against us a couple of times, just trying to do a little bit too much. And honestly, I thought they rushed him back out on the field. He got concussed, it looked like.
Sure.
And they sent him back out there, and he didn't last much longer, and they had to put the backup in. But I think you guys will get out to a good, fast start. I think you'll be fine. But like I said, they will sneak up on you. They are a good team, and honestly, you will play the refs. But the sad thing is, it's not just you that played them. It's both sides that played them. They were pretty bad down there the other day.
Well, and we had that same problem. Last week, and last week was a game that we considered a must-win. This week, I think, is a must-win, so we can go ahead and close the door, and let's focus on finishing out the last 2 games of the year.
Yep.
And I'm a kind of guy that likes to get on it early, and let's take care of business, so that we don't have to come down to the last game and worry about what we're going to do and put a lot of pressure on ourselves. So,
but get up early. If you get up early, don't take your foot off, because that team will sneak up on you.
Well, I will say, they've looking at kind of some of their scores and stuff. I mean, they only gave up 261 yards of offense to Heath. They're 37-14, 35-14, 24-16, 27-3, 30. They had the one big blowout, loss to Longview, but I mean Longview's
everybody's
Longview, right?
Yeah, Longview's good.
Yeah, so I mean, they're keeping games tight.
Yes.
So it's going to be important for the Bulldogs to
and
get
what
out
that
there.
tells me too is they're figuring it out as the weeks go by and the weeks go by. They'll be a dangerous team as they progress through and over the next season or two. They're figuring it out throughout the year. So we just need to go out there and take care of business and play decent ball.
Yeah, they've traditionally always been able to bounce back. Before we move to Heath really quick, Rockwall obviously 7-1, 4-0. They get a big 63-14 win over Forney, and they were playing backups, and their backups were getting some time. Rockwall just kind of keeps on rolling. They go into the bye week, and then they'll come back, and they've got I believe Mesquite, and then they travel to Tyler Legacy to finish out the year.
That's a good end of the schedule for them too, right? You
Yeah.
hit Forney, you get a nice win, you get a week off, you recover, you get a little healthy, then you go in and you play 2 of what you would consider of the lesser teams, so to speak. No offense to those guys, but you kind of finish out the year. And you're
I mean I mean we all know sports. I mean it's a fine line between how these games turn out. You're talking about 2 or 3 possessions, and
right.
I think Forney and Tyler Legacy, if you look at the scores and you look at how much defense, how well their defense is played, it's held up. Probably some of their games could have gone either way, and they could have a couple more wins. And same thing for North Forney. Maybe they have an extra win in there, right? So they're really not teams to just relax on, because they could sneak up on you.
Yeah, and this is a good opportunity too for Rockwall to go in and really fine tune and get ready for the playoffs, right? Because these are those, So look, I like Rockwall's schedule. I like what they've got to do over the next few weeks, and that's really just kind of hone in and get prepared for what's about to happen in the weeks after. So
good
for them.
Yeah, they definitely kind of done what they need to do, and they're playing good football, and
they are.
and so hats off to Coach Brooks and his staff, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, they're going to enjoy their I'm sure they'll be at some games, watching some teams, but yeah, they're sitting pretty in the district right now. Heath comes off a bye. Their last game was against Tyler Legacy. I thought it was a good road win against a team, like we said, that's got some standout players, and they were able to grind out a win over a Tyler Legacy team. They get a week off. They get to get some players healthy. They get to regroup and kind of look at things. And now this is, one of the biggest game of the year in the district as far as I don't think it's for playoffs as much as it is seeding and some confidence going into the playoffs.
Yeah, we got a 7-team district, and if you look at it, you need to win. If you win 4 games, you're in our district. I mean, you can pretty much Legacy and North are going to be out.
Yep.
That's it. So you leave at least 5 teams. Well, you've already got 2 that's in. So that leaves us, y'all, and Horn. Horns aren't in. So
Horns in, yeah.
So it's just going to be, I thought, we came out firing on all cylinders in the first quarter. I mean, we scored with 18 seconds into the game. Mm-hmm. Defense showed up, and we scored another quick touchdown. And then we just weren't hitting. We were missing on everything. The defense stood up. I think we had an interception return for a touchdown there to seal the game towards the end. We only passed the ball 5 times in an entire second half. That's not a Heath football team.
Right.
So, I don't know what was going on. I don't care. It was like we said earlier. You guys won the other night. It was ugly. Ugly win's a win. Doesn't matter. I'm sure that they watched the film, and I believe we've worked out some stuff. I know that I was talking to one of my boys earlier, and we put in some new stuff. Then it's going to be against Horn that they haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited about it. I think we're going to be okay. I think we can beat Horn as long as we come out and play our game. We just can't come out and just think we're just going to roll over everybody. I think the Tyler game jumped up at us, just like I think the Mesquite game jumped up at y'all. You looked at the record, and you think, okay, we're just going to go out here and whip somebody's tail, and it doesn't work like that in football. You never know. I mean, your quarterback goes down, what happens?
Yeah.
Our quarterback goes down, what happens? We've already lost 2 receivers. We're still struggling to fine-tune our receiving core right now. So I think we're going to come out. I think you're going to see some good, solid smash-mouth football. I think our defense is going to step up. It's going to, our special teams is going to have to. We lost our kicker. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
But we're just going to do the next man up and go from there.
Yeah, they're going to have to. Horns. Keeping up with Mesquite Horn on social media. They're playing with a big old chip on their shoulder because they're putting out videos like they said it would take 2 years. They a lot of people were like, oh, not counting Mesquite Horn to be a major factor, and they are that. So knowing that, Coach Harrell, I'm sure they're going to come in this game ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Hoover, Caleb, have a good game and throw the ball around.
Throw the ball. Let's go.
And make some things happen and open it up for some of the running backs and things like that. But
I'd like to see another 500-yard game. I'd like to see, let's get the 250, 260 yards for the running backs. Let's go another 250, 240.
But that's us. That's us having the luxury of the last few years with Heath and seeing what was going on. I'm not saying that Heath does not have that now.
Right.
I'm just saying when it doesn't happen, we're like, hey, what's going on?
That was me last week.
We're 500.
2 weeks
we're
ago.
500-600 yard off. We do whatever we want on offense. And so there's some learning things going. At the end of the day, it's about wins. And right now, Heath is figuring out a way to win. And they're going to need to figure out a way to win on Friday night, which is homecoming. Yeah. It's a big night for everyone here in the Heath community.
And look, we, Roy City and Heath, control our own destiny
in
this deal.
We do.
And so it's not up to anybody else. and because hopefully by the time we meet each other next week, we already know where we are, right? We're out playing for seeding and for jabs back and forth for me and you, but we just need to take care of business, and this is a good game for y'all. I mean,
yes, it is a very good game
because, again, Horn is second place right now, and you can go take it from them.
Yeah,
and so it'll be interesting to see the game. We'll be talking, I'm sure, but
Mesquite has North Forney this Friday at North Forney. I think that's going to be a heck of a game. I think
so too.
I think that'll be a heck of a game. And I think listen, if Roy City can get a win and Mesquite drops one in North Forney, I think that clinches it. I don't think there's any way anybody could catch
I don't think
Roy
so.
City, Heath, or Horn. I'd have to look at the math, but they'd now be 1-4, and everybody else would be with 3 wins.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be it. If you're 1-4, you've only got one game left. No, you're out.
Yeah,
You have to have at least 3 wins.
Yeah.
To do it. And Rockwall and Horn's already in.
Yeah. So obviously Heath and Roy City have a lot to play for this Friday night. It'll be really big.
And hopefully we're going to set up an epic matchup, man. I tell you, listen, I am so excited about us getting to play each other.
Yeah.
And again, it's a good test for us to kind of see, where we are as a football team. Because again, like you said, it's yours and Rockwall's district at the end of the day until somebody says otherwise. So, it's good for us. We got Rockwall at home. Okay, we saw what we did there. Now we get to play Heath at our house. We get to see what we can do there. I mean, I think it's great that and again that we can match up. I think we do match up pretty well with each other.
I think we match up very well.
And, so I don't want to get ahead because I think next week's going to be a big week on Wednesday for us to have a talk. But I do have to shout out before we go any further to one of my dearest friends back in Shreveport, Louisiana, Chuck Webb, who's watching us right now. So
Mr. Webb was commenting.
Mr. Webb, all the way from Shreveport. So man, we're getting we're reaching.
There you go. We're reaching.
Yeah, you got Cody Wingfield from Greenville, Texas, watching right now. That's my oldest boy.
Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Like I said, I think it's pretty much all on the table, and we know what needs to be done. It's gonna be an exciting week of football. We're gonna have a really good idea of what's going on as far as playoffs and everything after this week. And then you're playing for seeding, and then you're just trying to, again, just because you have a spot locked up, you don't want to be the 4th seed. Yeah, right. If you can be the 2nd seed, and so I think that's going to be a big thing going forward for these teams that we're talking about. But you can't sleep on teams. Before you know it, you lose 2 in a row, and then all of a sudden you're hey, are we one of those playoff teams?
Yeah, right. I mean, and you look at it. We got a tough week this week. We got a tough week next week. Okay, so we're in the playoffs. And you got North Forney come up that final game. Of course, they haven't done as well as we expected.
I thought they'd done better than expected.
But don't let that be a letdown game before playoffs start.
Well,
don't go
man.
in there and let that team walk all over you.
You don't want them to walk all over you, but we certainly want to get out of there healthy and do our best to stay. Listen, you know about it, and I know about it. We certainly don't want to end the season with something serious happen to us.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so, that last game of the year will be interesting. I think this week is pivotal for us. And
the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks, we control our own destiny in the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
Rockwall and Horn are in. It's Roy City and Heath's time to decide who's going to be number 1 in Division 2 and who's going to be number 2.
Yeah, good stuff. Let's give the fans what they want here. Dallas Cowboys, listen, they drop a game, and if Dak's playing that game, they don't lose that game. I don't get the hype on the Eagles. They don't look that impressive to me. Jalen Hurts, he does not look that impressive to me. He's not putting up these monster numbers. The Cowboys are – I think still the team to beat because their defense kept them in. Listen, Dak's in that game. They don't throw 3 interceptions. They win that game.
I mean, you're going to come up and start talking all this about, like the coach especially. The coach is now in my top 10.
Yeah.
And he's at the top. hollering, "Let's go Eagles"? No, sir. You haven't won a Super Bowl, so shut up. Number
Yeah.
one. Number two, you beat a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
By 6 points.
Right.
Really, and you're going to be excited about that?
Yeah.
You should be going back to practice the next day and figuring out what you did wrong. You should have beat us by 50 points if you're as good as you think you are.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of like, oh well, we let our foot off the gas in the second half, or else we'd have blown you out.
Really?
No, that's not what happened.
No,
that's
it's
not what
not.
happened at all. What happened is you let a backup quarterback get you back in that game, and then that game could have been really interesting. Had the Eagles not gone. Now they did. Credit to them. They win. They score. They're 6-0. Who have they played? They played the Cowboys. That's about it.
Pretty much.
Well, let's hope that we're setting Dak up for massive pressure this week.
Oh yeah.
Well,
so
but he was under pressure. If he plays that game, and he comes in rusty, and they lose that game, then it's Cooper Rush. We need Cooper Rush. We need Cooper Rush. This kind of told us that no matter what happens against Detroit, even if it's an ugly win, that Cooper Rush just wasn't. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and we're thankful for having a backup quarterback that can get us a few wins, but we need some offense.
If you come out 4-2 with a backup quarterback and your starter's coming back in, you've done more than what was expected.
Yeah, he did his
for
job.
Sure.
He did his job. Now, listen, now Dak's got to come back and get a win against Detroit.
Yep.
If he doesn't, you might be crying next week.
No,
but,
I will guarantee the Cowboys win against Detroit, and I'm putting everything. I'm putting everything on the defense. I think the defense is so. I think the defense is that good. Again, this is a team that's going to win with defense, and they just need a quarterback that can get the ball downfield when they need them to, and that's not going to throw all the interceptions in these big games. And I think Dak has proven that he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Now, has he missed some throws? Has he been inaccurate in some spots? I would have taken him, a quarterback, not being accurate but not turning the football over against the Eagles game, because that gives us a chance. We're putting the defense in bad spots. That's why I'd love
if you give Rush a half a second longer, he hit CeeDee Lamb. That game is tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, Cooper, I'm not cutting him. I mean, the kid's earned his.
He's earned some money.
He
is
earned
what
his
he's done.
paycheck.
He'll be a starter somewhere next year.
Well, I don't know if he'll be a starter, but he's going to get paid as a backup.
He's going to get paid.
And there's people that make a living as a backup.
As he should. And listen, I saw all the posts on Facebook and all the other nonsense. The dude is not bad. He earned his way, and he deserves to be commended for what he did, for the time he was here. But listen, it's been Dak's team all along. We knew it was Dak's team.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody thought otherwise, there was something wrong with them.
Yeah.
So
well, let's make sure that we also put Jason Garrett up there on that top 10 list with his little comments before the
Fly
game.
Eagles fly.
Well, I just wanted to go through the TV at him. But did anybody watch that Tennessee-Alabama game?
Yes.
Oof.
Yeah.
What a phenomenal football game that was.
Yeah.
I did say Tennessee was going to win.
Yeah.
But, man, what a ball game that was.
You kind of saw Alabama just hasn't been that power, but they look pretty good. As I was looking, Oz to win national championship. TCU, it's funny because you see TCU is now on the first page. If you look at Oz, they're 60-1 now to win a national championship. In Texas, as they scroll, they're going to be 150-1. If they are 150-1 to win a national championship. Some big games to be played in the Big 12, but I think odds makers know a little thing or two about chances, and I really like.
Don't know
what
if you
TCU
saw
did.
the Longhorns 2025 schedule.
I did. Yes, I did. Yeah,
when they moved to the big time
conference.
conference.
That's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be brutal.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, it was short and sweet, but I think we got it all out there. And again, I won't be entitled. Good luck on the road trip and safe travels. And obviously I'll have an earpiece in and I'll be keeping track of all the scores. I'll be at Heath. Rockwall, enjoy your week off. Dallas Christian, they have homecoming this week. They're 6-1 on the year. They lose one tough one, I think 35-24 over Fort Worth Christian, I believe. They're still doing really good things. They're a powerhouse. They're going to look to win their last couple games, and then everything starts for them in the playoffs. So good luck to Dallas Christian this week as well. Appreciate all our guests tonight. Appreciate all our sponsors. We're live here at Rockwall Ford as we are almost every Wednesday. Again, we will see you guys on game day. And thanks for tuning in to the number one sports talk show in Rockwall.
That's it. Let's go Bulldogs.
Yeah, win of the day. Go Hawks.
Yep. Dak over Romo.